If there was only a way to test this, check this. Listen to the 40 for your next shit. Flexes, FF is what they obsess with. Checklist complete, I guess you can't best us. Rest of the fantasy community, go ahead and book the L when they lose to me. It's nothing new to me, I'm just the dude you see. Biggest difference is...
Welcome to the Fantasy 40 podcast. We are back. Myself, Andrew Burke, John and Burke, and Matt Walker reunited, and it feels so good. Fellas, I know I've been going around the state of Washington, flying drones, surveying the state itself. I've been pretty busy during these hard times as of late. Actually got a promotion, fellas, so you'll be even seeing less of me.
But, I don't know that that's humanly possible, as we discussed right before we went live about seeing each other's faces, and I barely recognized you.
No, it definitely feels good to be back and see you too, John. You've been holding it down with the intros and whatnot. How's it going, man?
Just making a difference, that's all. I'm an essential employee, both in real life and in the fantasy world.
That's 100% correct.
I mean, the irony, as Burke said, he's been busy as ever. John is, quote-unquote, an essential employee keeping psychopaths in check. I pretty much have not left my house in 45 days. I've gotten milk a few times. That's about the gist of what I've accomplished in the last month and a half in Philadelphia, and it looks like it's going to persist at least through May. So I got another couple of weeks of home living on the agenda for me.
Oh, man.
What's it like out there, guys? What's it like?
Nothing has changed for me. I go to work. I go to work when I'm supposed to. I need groceries. I go. I don't wear a mask. I went out to dinner yesterday or 2 days ago. I actually went to a restaurant.
Oh, see, we're not at that level.
Yeah, ours are still takeout only.
I live in Washington, and we'll be the last one to shut down. No,
yeah, PA hasn't been any better with New York and New Jersey just like lingering up there. Is like hot. That is like Eastern Pennsylvania. We're still red. We're
boy, we might have to. We might have to release a Corona edition where we discuss the virus and what has happened over these last few months and what our opinions are. But today, Walk, here you got a game for us? What's going down?
I do. It's we're post NFL draft. We've beaten the rookies, to a drum at this point in time. The schedule's out, and we discussed kind of doing our win-loss projections. We'll get into that soon, as if anyone knows the NFL. It's the three of us and how this shit's going to pan out. So we'll do a predictions episode soon with the schedule release. But it's kind of a dead period. No OTAs, no nothing going on. These players can't even meet their teammates legally in most states. So we're just going to do a Who Am I segment and get with the guests, and it's proved hilarious in the past, and I hope it will do so today. But we also wanted to get into a little bit of topical news, and the first thing that John brought up before we went live was the rash of arrests, largely for gun charges with these NFL players, and what's going on with each of them. We got two D-backs holding people up at a barbecue in Florida, supposedly everything. Cody Latimer shooting up houses in Colorado. Ed Oliver illegally toting guns and wherever the hell he was. I'm going to assume Houston. Is this just a byproduct of
cabin fever?
No structure?
Cabin fever. You guys said you can't find a place to go out to eat. These guys managed to find, $700,000 card games, and you go there. It doesn't go your way. You pull a fucking gun.
Who was that?
That was the guys in Florida.
That was a card game. I didn't know that. I thought it was a barbecue. I actually thought I read it was
at a barbecue, but it was a card game, and they allegedly were there the previous week and lost $700,000. So they went back for another round. An argument ensued, and they proceeded to rob everyone and take their watches.
Who was it?
That was DeAndre Baker and Quentin Dunbar.
Yes.
Recent signee of the Seahawks.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
He's supposed to be holding down that other cornerback spot, not holding up card games in South Florida. So
I just think it's all a product. You give them some money and, no guidance. Just hand them a check. This is bound to happen, So it's going to happen every year. I'm just glad so far no Cowboys are shooting anybody up and punching people out.
I said to John, I mean, this is a fantasy football podcast, and no one really of consequence has got clipped yet, and knock on wood, and hopefully it stays that way. It's mostly defensive players and irrelevant fifth wide receivers for the New York Giants. So, let's keep it that way, but still it's a little strange, the ongoings of some of these individuals, but we'll try and get on to some more positive news about hearing Tom Brady's already throwing with his Tampa Bay teammates down there in South Florida. Seems like Tom Brady just do whatever the fuck he wants. He's just walking in random houses in Tampa Bay. He can put together these throwing sessions and
he's loving it.
He's playing golf with Tiger and Phil this weekend. Tom Brady is above the law. Tom Brady is Phil McCracken from Kingpin.
You got to be in the right state. That's all. Florida, you could do whatever the fuck you want. Florida, Texas, Arizona.
He's like a normal man's Dan Blitzer, but low key.
I hate that guy.
Well, he's just got everything, and Tom Brady's in the same boat there, And the really thing that concerns me is, this is sarcastic, by the way, is that he's not practicing social distancing because all his passes are no further than 6 feet. So they're definitely they're definitely close. So everyone's thinking, well, let's turn this to fantasy real quick because I want to talk about that wide receiver group in Tampa before we move on. Is what is his name? Scott Miller. Everyone seems to be on that train right now. How you guys feel about that, dude?
Well, he goes by Scotty Miller, so I already don't like him. Automatically disqualified. He's a grown man going by Scotty at this point in time. I'm still team Justin Watson or Tyler Johnson. I'm not ever going to believe in someone named Scotty Miller, but that's just personal bias.
I don't know. I shrug. I think I don't have a high upside, especially for Mike Evans. I think he's the big loser. I wrote a thing about it for DLF. I just average depth of target, getting force fed all that volume. I think Mike Evans comes out of this the big loser. Godwin, if he's going to be out of the slot predominantly, he's going to be the big winner. Scotty Miller and Justin Watson, they're both on the radar. I could see one of them have a way more productive year than you're thinking at the cost of Mike Williams. And then, of course, out of the backfield, Dare is, what did I say? Mike Williams?
You did.
Ugh.
Tangentially shit on him whenever you get the chance. So
that's true.
Totally understood. But
I hate him anyway. And Dare Ungungumbawale is supposed to be the beneficiary as the receiver out of the backfield, but they've been talking up that Raymond Calais guy who I've brought up a couple times. So someone from the backfield is going to emerge. Dare's probably the early season guy, but I wouldn't be shocked to see Calais pick up some volume as the year goes on. But I think it's going to be a okay offense for fantasy, but I think it's going to get spread around too much to make anybody a huge value unless Godwin really kind of takes over that Welker-esque kind of Edelman role.
What I found is most interesting about the post was the individuals reportedly in attendance were center Ryan Johnson, the aforementioned Scotty Miller, Cameron Brate, Dare Ogunbowale, O.J. Howard, and Mike Evans. Also the backups. Why they were there, I don't know. Blaine Gabbard and Ryan Griffin were just seeing how the sausage was made. But the people that weren't in attendance of note were Rob Gronkowski and Chris Godwin. And I can only assume it's because Brady does not need to work on throwing footballs to those.
Correct.
So that's my main takeaway. Chris Godwin remains the alpha, and Gronk will be the man as long as he's healthy. So, no, they're like, yeah, you guys just relax. I'll keep throwing to these bums all day. Loosen my arm up.
Talk about probably one of the most overdrafted teams in the redraft season. I can't wait to see how that's going to shape out in home leagues and stuff, watching all these Buccaneers going off the board one by one,
They're going to be hot tickets. I mean, we'll abstain from the Ronald Jones, Keyshawn Vaughn, Dario Ogunbowale, Calais debate because it could be a disaster as far as that backfield is concerned, where none of them gets more than like 30 or 40% of the work. But let's quick transition, and we got two more quarterbacks that I wanted to talk about that were topical before we get into this game. And the second was another old quarterback that had video of him throwing to his receivers, and that was Big Yeti Ben Roethlisberger, and shaving his face and beard as if we gave a shit about his grooming habits that he wasn't going to do either until he could throw again. But a quick video of him throwing to Juju, your boy Switzer Burke, and James Conner, of all people. That one threw me off more than anyone. But that quick puff video that Juju put out saying that he's back, and the joke around Twitter was that if Juju didn't post it, no one would have seen it since Big Ben blocks everyone. I don't know. Big Ben follows me, so I don't know what everyone else is worrying about with their exclusions. Maybe just be nicer to him. But what'd you guys think of that? Just total puff piece. Who gives a shit? Or it's like, all right.
The only part I saw was Juju saying he's back, so I missed all the throws. You know, I've heard on like NFL radio that the last couple of years he's come in. Roethlisberger has come in really good shape. So they're anticipating him to come back in really good shape again. And I mean, the guy does get banged up every season, so I'm anticipating more of that. But I kind of like him this year a little more than I have in years past.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it was a killer beat, so that got me a little hyped. I seen Juju catching the slant, and I'm like, all right. And then Switzer pops out. I'm like, okay. And then I see Connor down the sideline, so I disregard that whole video. I wanted to see some James Washington, Deontay Johnson, the tight end they picked up. You know,
see a little Ebron, exactly. Where's my boy Ebron?
I want to see a little more of that. Guys who are actually gonna, be in the game. No offense to my boy Switzer, but he still hasn't panned out as a slot weapon as I thought he would be. So it's good. I think the best is for the guys that scooped up Juju on the cheap, because I think if Ben stays healthy, you're going to get, another solid year of production. I'm not saying the year when Antonio was there, but definitely more than last year. So if you picked up Juju cheap, you're probably smiling ear to ear right now.
Yeah, I agree, even though it sounds like all signs point to the fact that Juju will not be a Pittsburgh Steeler in 2021. But who knows if Ben Roethlisberger is a starting quarterback in 2021. But that video had as much tape of Big Ben getting his haircut as it did him actually throwing passes. So I don't really know what the ratio they were trying to accomplish there. He was videoed on a plane, I guess, before he had his surgery, saying he was not shaving until. So this was totally premeditated. This was like this was going to be a piece the entire time. Just finally came to fruition. So
and now we're
totally
breaking it down.
Yeah, exactly. We just talked about it for a minute and a half. Last but certainly not least, before we get into this, is it's being reported by none other than the Athletics' Jay Glazer this morning. I'll just read it. The Athletics' Jay Glazer believes that Taysom Hill will be, quote, the guy for the Saints after Drew Brees retires. Now, the Saints just signed Jameis Winston to a one-year contract, so they're keeping with this. We're going to use Taysom Hill in so many other capacities that we need an actual backup in case he gets hurt too for the year. But what do you guys make of Taysom Hill actually inheriting the throne for the New Orleans Saints after Brees hangs it up, which I believe Brees just signed it was a one-year deal. Am I correct?
2 year, I think.
Oh, fuck. I totally don't care about this then if we're talking 2 years from now. I thought it was 1 year deal for Brees. So that being said, Taysom Hill will probably be like 30 years old at that point.
Yeah, 36.
Yeah, I was going to say he was like a 27-year-old rookie. But
yeah, being the guy doesn't mean you're going to be the starting quarterback, They're going to use him in even more ways when Drew Brees is gone, because they're not going to have a quarterback. Maybe he'll be punt returning and kicking field goals. So any way to score more points. But I don't know why I'm hating on Taysom, but I don't see the Saints saying, hey, we're going to build around this guy when, they're letting him run the ball, wide receiver sweeps and whatnot. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just not believing it.
I'm going to read 2 more sentences of this piece, and then you can react, and then we'll move on, because I did not read the whole thing because it just came out this morning, a mere hour and a half ago. But Glazer went on to hype Hill even more, calling him a bigger Lamar Jackson. This isn't the first time we've seen this wild comparison. Jackson just won the freaking MVP award. Hill is a 30-year-old in August who has attempted 13 passes in his NFL career.
I'm not even going to comment. I don't even want to comment.
That was said.
Yeah,
I didn't make that up.
It was. Yeah,
Bigger
more
Lamar
like
Jackson.
Eric Crouch at Nebraska, maybe.
Bigger.
Let's get to the game. This is making me sick.
Why
the fuck's he returning kicks? Why is he on kickoff?
Exactly.
Punt coverage. Get out of here. Bullshit.
Yeah. He's going to be the guy, all right. The guy that gets knocked out on a punt return or something.
That is modern day quarterbacks, right? We're talking Tom Brady, Big Ben, Taysom Hill. Yeah, that's where we're at. Yeah, he's just the present and the future of the NFL, the quarterback position.
Man, there's no news when we're predicting 2 years out.
Yeah. So
with 2 years out for 30-year-old guy who plays fucking special teams. Get out of here.
File that under irrelevant. And then I don't even want to talk about this, but there was just another thing that the NFL owners agreed to lend the Rams another $500 million for the building of their stadium. That thing is turning into an epic disaster. They're not even in Los Angeles, wherever the hell it's at.
Inglewood.
Up to no good. You know, I mean, that's just insane. Here's another $500 million amidst the pandemic, where a third of this country is currently unemployed, and
they're a year behind, right?
Yeah. That thing is. He's trying to rebuild the city around the fucking stadium. It's absolutely insane.
In a city that doesn't even want football.
In a state that doesn't even want football. Let's be honest. LA just doesn't care. They left once, right? they lost the Rams once.
They've lost the Rams. They've lost the Raiders. Nobody wants to go see them. They've lost the Chargers. I mean, essentially, the Chargers just
San Diego never made sense. I mean, I'm sure you've been at some point in your life. That would rate as the 57th thing I'd want to do in San Diego. It's
that's the same thing with LA.
Thing. Yeah. I don't know. LA sucks. But total aside, San Diego's the greatest place on earth as an adult. So, yeah, why would I want to go to a Padres or a Chargers game? So, get all sports out of San Diego. All right. Totally irrelevant. All right. We are going to
come back.
Yeah, basketball, whatever. So now we're going to quick transition to this little Who Am I game. I've come up with, I believe it was 7 individuals that I'm going to give a couple clues to my fine co-hosts and see how long it takes and who we can guess, and then we can talk real briefly about them. Truth be told, the first 4 I came up with about a month ago when we were supposed to do this game, so they were a little more topical at the time, but we were still going to use these guys, and then I added a few more recent guys to the agenda. So first in the Who Am I game is I was the 20th overall pick in the 2014 NFL draft.
Uh-oh.
Second clue. I am 11th in total receiving yards since entering the league.
Can I guess now?
Yeah.
Is it Jarvis Landry?
You're not allowed to guess again. You're out.
Fuck.
It's a little aggressive. Third, I am set to play. See, this would have helped you. For my 4th team in 7 NFL
now
seasons.
I know who it is.
See, if you were to see, you would have been able to buzz in now and still get it. See, Burke's slow playing it now. He's like, I'm going to wait until I know for sure this is.
Good.
The funny thing is, it's a Burke guy. Burke should know who it is.
4, I have a significant concussion history. At least 5 documented concussions.
What the hell? Why can't I? Oh, man, it's been a while.
Christ, Burke, I'm going to have to start creating clues for you at this point.
Just tell me the teams.
5, I have played with some of the best quarterbacks in NFL history and Jared Goff.
Brandon Cooks.
Christ, Burke. Ding, 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 ding. I
did it. That's not my guy. You threw me off there. Were you trying to trick me?
Oh, you liked him.
I don't like
there
Brandon
with the Rams.
Cooks. Maybe with the Rams, so he ran around, got his head knocked off. That's the end of him.
I was waiting for the last clue to be my name rhymes with Jandon Books.
I'm going to save that one for later if I need to break it out. But I like taking a shot at Jared Goff in the midst of all this, especially now that he is with Deshaun Watson. And this was, hey, he got traded to the Houston Texans to fill the void left by DeAndre Hopkins. So I was actually kind of surprised as to, and I guess I shouldn't be surprised that he's 11th in yards since entering the league, because he's just, I hate him. I just never have liked him. I don't want him anywhere. There's no appeal. Someone offered me a second-round I had an early second-round pick, and someone offered me Brandon Cooks for it, and I was like, no, I don't want him. I just I know it's not the right decision, but I just don't like Brandon Cooks. So I thought he was a good jumping-off point for this game, but as a top 11 guy in yards since 2014,
Wonder what Jarvis Landry is. When John was just like,
Landry's got to be up there, just sheer volume, and he's even been productive when he got to Cleveland too. He has to have more yards than.
I guess he was the only guy in Miami, if you discount Devontae Parker for all those years too.
And like I said, he did fine when he got to Cleveland too. Landry's probably, I would bet Landry's damn close to top 5 over the last 6 years.
Our statistician is no longer with us. We had to send
Our
him
stats
home
department has been shut down
during this pandemic, so Walt's doing all the legwork here.
All right, let's
Well,
see.
Landry's at
Hold on.
6,100.
How about you just put it in the old episode notes, Walk, for those that they can read about it. He's
Nope.
not giving up.
Nope. This is where we're at now.
Just a quick getting the numbers. Cooks is at 5,700. Landry's at 6,100. So he's definitely within that top 10.
And with his concussions, missing time here and there, that's kind of I didn't think it would be that close.
Yeah, so good job, John. Way to figure that out, because I was destroying the search criteria in Pro Football Reference trying to figure that out and still wasn't able to get an answer. So, all
So
right,
we know it's
Brandon
more.
Cooks. Is he a wide receiver 1 in Houston this year?
Nope.
Is he a top 20 wide receiver in Houston this year?
Yeah.
Sure.
I put him in a 15 and 20.
So he's a high-end wide receiver too.
Yep. Unfortunately.
I cannot argue against it. All right, moving on. Second guy. I was the 12th overall pick in the 2014 NFL Draft. I am 6th in total receiving yards since entering the league.
Jarvis Landry.
I am currently on my second team. I averaged 93 yards and 0.64 TDs in my first 5 NFL seasons. I was only able to muster 65 yards and 0.25 TDs per game last year.
Odell.
Ding!
Yeah.
Last guess was Freddie Kitchens is a terrible cook.
Yeah, that's an easy one, Odell.
He's another guy at the time was drumming up trade rumors, and God, I was so high on him going to the Browns. I think my anti-Eli bias was
Everybody was.
so aggressive in that he finally has a good quarterback throwing passes. And I know he was hurt, but he just had a terrible year by all accounts. And it wasn't even targets. I think he was he's definitely top 10 still in targets for the year. This was a bad year. And now you're reading he had core muscle surgery and he's back and he's going to destroy the league and he's ready to do all this and that. And I'm like, okay, well, you still have the aforementioned Jarvis Landry there. You just brought in Hooper. You still have Njoku there. You still have backs that you want to throw to. And you're bringing in a coach whose scheme seemed quite run heavy in his time in Minnesota with those backs. So have the days of Odell Beckham challenging for like wide receiver 1 overall come and gone?
I will give it one more season. It's definitely the potential to fall off the cliff is on the horizon. But, you'd mentioned the injuries, maybe another season, kind of getting on the same page with Baker, despite bringing in a new offense. I'm willing, and like you said, the targets were there. He just didn't do much with them last year. So I'm willing to hold out hope for one more season. If he puts up a similar stat line to last year, then I'm definitely bumping him down a bit. But I mean, we've seen it. The upside is there somehow with the targets last year. It didn't happen, whether that was a product of just Kitchens or the overhype with that team or whatever was going on. But if he could come out healthy this year and actually do something with those targets, I will. I mean, he's going to be in that, top tier of wide receiver conversation. But if he kind of falls off the cliff, which is certainly possible, he's not as bad as Brandon Cooks, but he's fallen down in that territory.
Two things is Dynasty, ODB, or whatever you want to call him, has just been one of the hardest dudes ever to acquire. Everyone wants third plus, 3 firsts, I meant, plus whatever else on top of it. And they never seem to let go. So their window is gone to sell high, but I don't know. I'm not off of them in redraft, definitely, especially if you're at the beginning of the second round, middle. I'm scooping them up, but this is, like John said earlier, the last year. I think his jersey sales are going to go down and everything. His whole market, and for someone like Odell, that can also affect his game because he's so egocentric. So if he's not bringing in the dollars, the high commercials, all that good stuff. We could see the crash of Odell Beckham very soon if he doesn't have a good year.
Odell Beckham was wide receiver 25 in PPR leagues last year, and he played 16 games.
Yeah.
He had 133 targets.
So do they count targets whenever Baker's running around and Odell's posted up on the sideline and it goes 10 feet over his head? Does that count as a target?
It depends who does it.
This is FF today, so there could be variance between
PFF.
and
PFF, I think, is the most accurate. Like, I think most people that chart targets, if the quarterback's out of the pocket and just throws it to the sideline and you happen to be the closest receiver, most places count it as a target. PFF goes back through it, and if it's a throwaway, they don't count the targets. So, like, a quarterback can have, whatever, we'll say 30 attempts in a game, but if you tally up the targets, it's only 24, if that makes sense. So they don't count throwaways and then bullshit.
Because Baker didn't have a good year, kind of screwed me in old fishbowl, taking him so early.
Yeah, well, listen, I took Beckham in that same fishbowl, assuming he was going to explode. Beckham was 12th in targets. So he was top 12 in targets, and he couldn't muster a top 24 PPR season.
Bad.
That is not a good combination.
Jarvis did more with less.
Well, Jarvis had 138 targets. So he actually out-targeted him, but he got the touchdowns.
Did more with more.
Yes.
He had 6 to Beckham's 4, and
like
was
that.
able to put together more yards. But yeah, Beckham, 27 years old, so he doesn't have a lot left of those peak performance years. So he better do it this year. But I agree with you; he's probably going to fall to value in redraft last year. So that was Beckham. Moving on.
I'm 2 for 2, John. 2 for 2 here.
This is true. We're cleaning your clock right now, John.
I went 0-2 with 2 Landry guesses.
You could have still guessed after Landry.
I was kidding.
I know that was a joke. Yeah. I was selected 10th overall in the 2015 NFL draft. I am currently on my second NFL team. Since entering the league, I have the same number of rushing touchdowns as Le'Veon Bell and Melvin Gordon combined.
It's not a second team. Wasn't Fournette like 8 that draft, John?
Everyone is scared to death of me. And I was the RB14 in PPR leagues last year.
Is it Damian Williams?
Fuck. 10th overall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't. I missed. I made a mistake.
I have only missed 7 games in 5 NFL seasons.
Oh, my gosh. This is a tough one. Because Fournette was 8 that year, wasn't he?
He was 4th.
Fournette was not drafted in 2015.
And he was drafted in 2017.
There we go.
Oh, geez. I got the years. 15? That's the year before his
My name rhymes.
Oh, no. And it's a running back, huh?
I gave you the rushing TDs. Obviously, that's a big number. The rushing TD total is 58.
Holy shit. That's 10-point something a year.
Oh, this is a good one.
I thought it was pretty obvious. But again, I wrote it. Just think, at the time it was topical too. Just think of the other guys. And this was like a month ago. As a topical guy. He's on his second NFL team.
It's not Mark Ingram, is it?
Oh, that's been around longer than that, but that's not a
My name rhymes with Rodd Burley.
Oh.
Todd Gurley, now with the Atlanta Falcons, his second NFL team.
I thought he was earlier than 10th.
You threw me off with everyone's scared of me. Who's scared of Todd Gurley?
Everybody.
Listen, everybody. You haven't been on Twitter? The world's ending. Todd Gurley's not relevant anymore. His days are done. No one wants him.
Oh, I thought you meant like
want
defenders, like when he's coming downhill. No,
should have said dynasty owners are scared to death of
yeah,
me.
you got me there. Okay. All right, that was a good one.
All right,
we both missed.
Disrespect to Rodd Burley.
I like that. That's what we should start naming him.
All right,
no more.
I was the 73rd pick in the 3rd round of the 2016 NFL draft. These draft things aren't really supposed to help you. It's supposed to be a foundation layer so you can tell how old they are. If you really know what pick guys were in the round they were drafted in the year, kudos to you. I did not exceed 173 touches in any season until last year. Last year, I was the RB17 in PPR leagues. I was moved at the trade deadline for a conditional draft pick.
Oh, I know who this is. Is it Mr. Kenyon Drake?
Ding, 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 ding. Clue 4 was Adam Gase obviously hates me.
That could be fucking anybody.
Yeah, I mean that's what it was for. It wasn't going to be the dead giveaway, but lightly used in 3 seasons in Miami, goes and just explodes down the stretch with the Cardinals, and now he is the unquestioned lead back in Arizona. How you guys feeling about Kenyon Drake?
I've never been a Drake guy. Obviously, he did well in that system with the man of the immaculate Scottsdale home, Cliff Kingsbury. I mean, the upsides, huh?
Gordon Gecko?
Yes.
Yeah.
He should see some decent volume there. They obviously liked him. They kept him there. What was he, sign a restricted free agent tender or something? So he's got another couple. Was it 1 year or 2 year thing?
It's 1 year, but it's like $8 million, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever they.
So they're going to give him.
It's good money.
Yeah, they're going to give him a chance to be the guy there. Do I think it's him or the system? I personally think it's the system over him. But that being said, we've seen quarterbacks and other people produce as a result of the system. There's no reason he can't. I'm still a little scared of him just because I don't necessarily believe in the talent, but he's in a good spot. He struggled a little bit with injuries, so I kind of keep my eye on Chase Edmonds and if you want to go super deep, Eno Benjamin. But I can't fault anybody for liking him. He's just not a guy I'm targeting.
Burke, you seem like a Kenyon Drake guy.
I am. I always have. I mean, watching him back in the Alabama days, it's like, why aren't they getting this guy the ball more? Because every time he touched it, so he'd do something spectacular. I was pretty disappointed in Miami. He broke out at the end of was that his rookie year when he had that nice little run towards the end? Anyway, sold him for the second round, and I thought that was a come up, which it was until the end of last year when I saw him on the Cardinals, and now he's very expensive. And I would like a piece. As bad as that Houston trade was, I thought it worked out for both running backs, David Johnson as well in Houston. This is his final shot. I know John's not giving up the gusto on David Johnson, and I'm not on Kenyon Drake. I think it's kind of, what do you want to say, disrespectful to throw Chase Edmonds' name in with Mr. Drake right now, just because I think they loaded up on offense, obviously, in Arizona with that trade, getting DeAndre Hopkins, and they could be just a fast-paced, get down the field as quick as they can team, and I think Kenyon Drake fits that script. So I agree with the system part of it, but I think he has talent as well. He's not just a system guy for sure.
Yeah, I go above replacement level talent, but everyone is pumping up that scheme, and you saw Chase Edmonds came in and produced, week winning totals as well. I mean, what was it, like 4 rushing touchdowns against the Giants in spot duty? It's just he's not meant to handle a big workload. So I agree. Kenyon Drake's getting the vast majority of the work there, and if you still have him, you have yourself an RB1.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Would you guys? Obviously, I know John would, but Fournette for Drake, that seems about even right now, straight up.
John talks a big Fournette game, but he actually isn't a Fournette fan.
He's mad because I wouldn't take his trade.
I offered him every trade known to man to give him Fournette, and he refused.
Infinity?
In my defense, no. A different league where I punted the startup last year completely. My team was trash on purpose, dead last, and I amassed a ton of picks for this year. So I got several offers to trade a bunch of my picks for a couple of good players. Walt kept throwing me Fournette for a package of picks. But I needed volume players. One guy wasn't going to help that team, so I had to keep plugging away with my strategy from last year.
A little trade and info there for you guys.
Yeah, and while John quote unquote punted and was dead last, I won the league last year.
Did you? I didn't know you won it.
With Ryan Tannehill as my only viable quarterback in a 2 QB league. So take that, haters, and I'll still trade you Leonard Fournette. So getting back to it. I was a 3rd round pick. I don't have the draft slot of every one of these guys. 3rd round pick. Good capital. Day 2. In the 2017 NFL draft. My targets, receptions, yards, and TDs have increased in each of my 3 NFL seasons. My team finally cut the cord on the veterans standing in my way of consistent playing time. I was tight end 19 in PPR leagues last year, even though I was 31st in targets at the position.
For a very tight end centric pod, we're doing poorly on this one.
Is it Blake Jarwin?
I am part of Team Fantasy 40. He's one of our
that's
guys.
every tight end, man.
To a certain extent, this like in the 2017 NFL draft. We were talking about this guy. I went to Florida Atlantic.
Oh, Gerald Everett. No?
John
Smith.
Jesus
I said
Christ,
Gerald
man.
Everett.
You're
What
going
was
in the wrong
Gerald Everett?
direction
Like
there.
Jacksonville State or something like that?
South Alabama.
Yeah,
I
okay.
believe John Smith. How about that? Tight end 19. He was 31st to targets at the position. That blew my mind. I don't know. John Smith came to mind when I was doing a Who Am I? I wanted to
so
talk to him
good.
because he has tremendous breakout potential. I mean, that dude is just a freaky athlete, and the way it looks like Tennessee wants to win, it's not going to be volume. So
He's going to go crazy this year.
make something out of nothing.
As much as we talk him up and our other big fan of Mr. Ian Thomas, so I've had them both stashed for 4 years now, 3 years, and finally they have some value. I've actually, as much as I had them and just held them and did nothing with them, I've been able to flip both of them in a couple leagues. I mentioned this probably a couple months ago, but someone traded me John Smith. I had Smith and Ian Thomas, and I traded both of them plus a middling pick, nothing special, for A.J. Brown.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
So, yeah, stashing these tight ends we've been high on for years have actually paid off. I've been able to reap some decent rewards in return for them. Now
The irony of that is you traded on promise. These guys is broken out yet. I mean, they haven't had the chance to. They were stuck behind Greg Olsen and fucking Delaney Walker, like two of the war horses at a tight end position. They got drafted, and now both are finally getting turned loose to see what they can be.
I'm going to ask you
flip them
guys,
for AJ. Nice.
you guys and the listeners, has anyone else received numerous Greg Olsen offers where these guys just keep trying to trade you a Greg Olsen? I think in every one of my dynasty leagues, I've gotten a Greg Olsen trade offer.
For what, though? What are you getting in return? Or what are you giving up?
Third round picks or something like that.
I would do it. If you need a tight end, this is a terrible this is a bad rookie tight end group.
Well, rookies.
If I needed a tight end for this season, who are you taking in the end of the third? I'd rather have Greg Olsen than Eno Benjamin.
I'm set with Ebron. I'll just ride that out. I think I picked up Hurst along the way, but
Damn right you are.
Greg Olsen playing in Seattle. He's going to have a cold foot. He's going to crack on one play.
It's cold feet.
Listen, I just want to believe, him and Russell Wilson are going to make beautiful music together, but there could also be a little bit of Will Disley. They're still going to have Hollister there. Like, it's still not a throw-first offense.
And they drafted, too.
Yeah,
they drafted Parkinson and Sullivan from LSU.
Who knows what that kid's going to be. But, yeah, I'm with you. A lot of people are trying to move off him, and then they do the oversell. And I'm like, it's one of those old, well, if you like him so much, why don't you hold on to him? The way you're talking about him.
I hate that.
It's going to be tight end one.
It's like somebody selling you fucking OxyClean off the TV,
Yeah.
It's high energy, but
spill wine on your floor. They'll get it right up. I dare you.
I'm pretty set at tight end, though. I'm going to ride with Demetrius Harris over Wilson.
I don't write anything more than like, hey, looks like you could use a quarterback. Let me know what you think of this. Anybody who writes more than that is like, it just drives me crazy.
Oh, I might drive you crazy in trade talks. That you don't even respond, and I respond for you when I ask you a question. I'm the worst, dude.
I think I'm going to start with you're dumb if you don't do this trade. That's all I'm going to start putting in all of my comment sections. That's it. Dumb if you don't do this trade. See what happens. Starting with you, John. This probably would have won you over.
It's true.
Trades. Question your intelligence. All right. Back on track. We got 3 more. I was one of 2 second-round picks for my team in the 2019 NFL Draft. I finished 15th at my position in PPR, despite only starting 11 games. I was 7th at the running back position in receiving yards, despite being tied for 13th in targets. My team did not draft anyone at my position in the 2020 NFL draft.
Oh.
My nickname is Booby.
Oh, Miles Sanders.
I'm not dinging you for that one. There was enough in there for you guys. I even said he was a running back. High receiving yards. Yes. Miles Sanders.
Ding, ding.
Who is set to explode this year. People that don't want to believe, I had far too long of an argument with Christopher Bean.
It's been nonstop.
On Twitter about how Doug Peterson just does not use a bell cow running back since he's been with the Eagles, and then discounting anything he ever did when he was the OC of the Chiefs because he didn't get to make the decisions. That was Andy Reid. You can't, in my opinion, use one argument and then totally discount the counter argument. It's if you had a Jamal Charles, you had a bell cow back. If you had LeGarrette Blount or Jordan Howard or Ryan Matthews or a 30-some-year-old Darren Sproles or busted knee Jay Ajayi, well, no shit, you got to use more than one running back. Those guys are destined to get hurt, and they can't do everything. I just believe. And what they did in this draft proved it to me. Boston Scott is a perfect change of pace for him. They got Michael Warren as an undrafted free agent, who I do like as well, but he's not, barring an injury, he might not even make the team. And then they re-signed Corey Clement, who's kind of a special teamsy type guy, knows the system. They are going all in on Miles Sanders this year, and I would be shocked if he does not see 300-plus total touches. And if he gets 300 touches in this Eagles offense, he is a top 5 running back in PPR.
As someone who just likes chaos, I don't even care which way it goes. I just like to see half the people be wrong. So for your sake, I hope you're right. For the sake of entertainment and the podcast, I hope you're wrong.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't begrudge you. I mean, and I don't know if this qualifies, but he could end up being this year's Chris Godwin for me, where it's just I'm willing to fight anyone on Miles Sanders, and I just won't budge. I won't listen to any reason. I won't listen to any alternate theories about what could happen. I will just be so steadfast in my opinion that it will come to reality when this is all said and done. As much as when I say Chris Godwin will be the wide receiver 1 in Tampa, and he'll be a wide receiver 1 overall.
That's like my old McCaffrey fantasy futures a couple years back. I was like, this dude's number 1. You're going to be taken. Look at him now. Look at him.
I think you went with 100 catches, and I think that's where you lost me, and you were right.
Sold him short.
Undersold. All right, Miles Sanders. Amazing. I love him. All right.
I couldn't jump in as the Eagles talk. I'm good on that.
Let's go with the last one, second to last, and save this other one for the end.
Chris Godwin.
I was.
Exactly. Ding.
I was the 14th overall pick in the 2015 NFL draft. I scored a total of 9 touchdowns in my first 4 seasons in the NFL, which was in 54 games. I exploded for a 72, 1202, 9 stat line in 2019. Doubled my touchdown production in 2019. Adam Gase obviously hates me.
That makes it harder now. Fuck. Gase hates everybody. Parker, right?
Yeah, ding, 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 ding. The 5th-year breakout of Devontae Parker in Miami.
I was really close to saying Robbie Anderson, but
how
he's
close
not that
was
old.
this dude to washing out of the league? Like, he was never terrible. You know, he just never returned that 14th overall value. Like, other lesser knowns have just, like, been cast aside. Laquan Treadwell is just like,
shit, stay in Miami. Leonte Carew.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that he hung on enough to get.
Isaiah Ford's still there, too.
Yeah, to get to this point and post a monster line. How do you guys feel about Devontae Parker?
You know, it's funny you mentioned Beckham and his trade value and all that. My one oldest dynasty league I'm in, I had Beckham since his rookie year. And the best offer I've ever got for him was like 2 years ago. It was 2 firsts and Devontae Parker. And I was like, oh, I don't want anything to do with Parker. And it's funny that last year that would have been 2 years later, it would have been the smart move. But who would have seen that coming?
I picked up an orphan league, I think, after Devontae Parker's rookie year, and immediately flipped him for Sammy Watkins. I gave up like a little bit more, and I was like over the moon. Like, got out from under that bum. I got my boy Sammy Watkins set to explode. Like you said, fast forward to 2019, and you're like, well, I was wrong about that one.
I don't think when you said you discredited Parker's value, I don't think it has. I mean, obviously within the dynasty and redraft community, it has until this last year. But, I mean, every year we do our little OTA reports, before we start the show. And I think Devontae Parker is probably one of the only guys that gets nothing but positive news every year, year in, year out. In the facility, first one to leave, last one out. He looks like a monster. Put on 10 pounds of muscle. I mean, every year it's something new about this guy, and he finally panned out.
Finally cut out fast food. Committed to
doesn't smoke a pack a day anymore.
The thing with him, and we beat the shit out of this guy as frequently as possible. There's something to this Adam Gase thing, right? I mean, that's the one consistent thing we've seen where people get away from him and do better. So as much as part of me wants to say I'll take the 4 years of history over the one, as a strident Gase hater, I almost am willing to lay it all at his feet. If he comes out and has a monster, not even monster year, if he puts up even slightly less than last year, let's say he catches 60 balls for 907 touchdowns, that's not a bad year either. And I'm willing to bump him up quite a bit and lay it all at Gase's feet.
I'm pretty sure the stars aligned in a Adam Gase offense at 1 year where Ryan Tannehill was the quarterback, Jarvis Landry and Devontae Parker were the wide receivers, and then he had a backfield that included Damian Williams and Kenyon Drake.
Yeah, did nothing with it. I mean, all these guys leave and succeed when they're away from him. So, I mean, if the stars align, you go, well, shit, what's the one consistent thing of all these guys underperforming? It's Adam Gase. So I'm willing to buy it. I don't know. Obviously, you want to see what Tua looks like as a pro, but could part of it have been just Ryan Fitzpatrick being a madman, chucking the ball all over?
He don't give a shit, absolutely. Dude. Just
that dude throws YOLO balls, but you're seeing it with the Jets now. He's basically doing the same thing all over again. He's trying to minimize Le'Veon Bell. He lets Robbie Anderson go. He's stunting Sam Darnold's growth. He clearly hates Chris Herndon. Like, the dude just he wants to marginalize talent. Like, he wants to be it seems like the new Chip Kelly, where he wants it to all be about him and his system and not about talented players.
He should be like a high school coach in Texas or something.
It's very fascinating to see it happen.
He's a unique individual, and I blame a lot of fantasy ills on his feet. So
he's the worst. Yep.
All right, the last and certainly not least who am I on here I was a first round pick in the 2017 NFL draft. I have what pick he was. So I'm not going to tell you because I feel like you guess it if I tell you. I was wide receiver 64 in PPR last year.
Corey Davis?
Ding. You didn't even let me get it. I was going to write 5th overall. I'm reading the next two, and then, John, you can chime in. I am an utter disappointment. Yet 2/3 of the Fantasy 40 still will not give up on me. Last, I hate A.J. Brown.
Yeah, I knew it right when you.
That was my favorite one. I wrote it this morning. I'm like, I got to add a little bit of color to this one. Corey Davis. Dead? Is he dead?
Well, it's the same situation as Devontae last year, right?
I mean, we just talked about a guy with a 5th-year breakout, so he's not dead yet, especially with that draft capital. What is he? This is year 4 is he going into, correct?
Yeah.
And they did not pick up his 5th-year option, so Even if he disappoints this year, given his draft capital, and a lot of people loved him coming out, I suspect he'll land with another team next year. If you're looking to pull the plug, I totally understand. I'm not as big of a Corey Davis fan as I am. I don't begrudge anyone who's going to be like, I got to get out from under this guy. I would like to see him in another system with another team, maybe next year. But he also wasn't.
Don't do it.
He hasn't been good, but he hasn't been terrible. I mean, he's been serviceable. If you're depending on him to be a plug-and-play guy every week, you've been sadly misled so far. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed, pinch my nose, and hope to see it happen.
I'll go, with predictions is this might be, so they didn't pick up his option. He's pretty much got to lay it all out there. Not that he hasn't been, but, with A.J. Brown's deep threat and the year he had last year, I could see teams starting to shift coverage over to Mr. Brown. And if Corey Davis, does his thing and Tannehill finds him, this could be a good year. If that's what the defense is planning on doing, and then you got Jonnu Smith. But he's definitely, I think, going to be third in the pecking order for sure, behind those two.
Just for the sake of bringing it up, Mike Clay's Corey Davis projections for 2020. 42 catches, 566 yards, and 4 touchdowns, which would put him at wide receiver 74. So he actually has him going down a little bit if he was 64 last year.
That's like Mohamed Sanu numbers, and he's like 80.
Corey Davis played in 15 games last year and turned 69 targets in the 43 catches for 601 yards and 2 touchdowns. So Mike Clay didn't go out on too much of a limb.
Did not.
Giving him a couple more touchdowns for his 2020. And listen, he's one of these, if you've held on this long, you probably want to hold on for one more year because he is not going to be in Tennessee. He's going elsewhere. He just has to leave and try and reignite his flame somewhere else. And they're not going to throw the ball enough that he's going to give you anything this year. I think Clay is pretty spot on that he is a distant second in the pecking order. I mean, he'll probably get more targets than Jonnu Smith, but probably not by a lot. And they just really don't throw to Derrick Henry. So he'll get 80 to 90 targets. So maybe he can crack a 60 for 804 type year at the end of the day. But he's a wide receiver 4.
With landing spots and whatnot, Corey Davis landing spots, where I think would be a good one because they don't throw the ball much. They need a bigger guy. Spent capital on Hollywood is the Ravens. I'd like to see him go there for cheap. I mean, I think he'd fit right in there. In the middle of the field off play action, get his 4 catches or for whatever, 64 yards. I would like that.
Where we go? We always go to New England, where Belichick just waits for him to flame out and takes a first-round pick, gives him like marginal money, like, come here, we'll rehabilitate you. We'll give you $5 million to come play here for a year.
We go to Tampa now.
We gotta see Stidham first.
Yeah, right across from N'Keal Harry because they got little else. Edelman will be gone a year from now, probably.
Talk about being left in the dust, man. Brady hit up Gronk, and Edelman's like, "Yo, dude, you lose my number?"
Listen, you'd actually have to pay New England for him a little bit more than whatever they gave up for Gronk to pay him money.
Edelman's getting the new phone who dis reply.
He's like, see the Scotty Miller kid?
Yeah.
Scotty, is that you?
I got him.
Julian who?
He's got him wearing Edelman jerseys while he throws it to him.
Putting on a fake beard and everything.
Yeah, hey, Scotty, wear this jersey.
Edelman and Welker are sitting in a church basement somewhere sipping coffee, remembering the time they were Tom's favorite.
My name is Wes Welker.
Yeah. Welcome to the club.
I used to play slot for Brady.
Jonas Gray's in the basement with him. That'd be a fun one. The room of people that are
Kevin Falk,
Mike
discharged.
Gillislee.
Yeah. Just countless individuals.
That's a guy that really fucked one of my
Scott Chandler. Yeah, he's like, can we get a little higher roof in this basement? Remember when I was a thing for like 3 games? I was supposed to be the next Gronk.
What was the other big tight end that they had? Remember? He was a long-haired guy.
Bennett, Martellus Bennett was.
No, he's a white guy. He was a
long-haired white guy.
I'll have to look that up.
Got me on that one.
But
he's in the basement. We can find him.
Yeah, we'll find him.
All right. Well, that is the game. So, Burke, take us out of here, buddy.
Yeah, it was fun being back. chatting with you guys. This is a good one to get back to, because if you ask me about rookies, the only guy I'd know anything about at this point is CD Lamb.
I knew it.
Just studying the shit out of him, even though I couldn't get him in any spots. He went to pick before me in every single draft. Didn't matter where I was at. But I mean, yeah. Other than that, man, I'm ready to get the ball rolling. I don't know how much of a training camp and puff pieces we're gonna get this year, and that's usually my time of the year where I really shine analyzing these wide open catches. So
this is true. That's your wheelhouse, Bert.
It is. I love seeing that come
David
up on
Montgomery spinning out of 7 tackles.
God,
the Bears back. I'm like, that's because he can't get away from anyone. He's not elusive,
right? So hopefully we get to see some of that. But like I said, it was good to be back. I don't know what we got lined up next for you guys, but it's going to be good. So make sure you stay tuned. Download us, leave comments, subscribe on all platforms where podcasts are available. It's not iTunes anymore. It's just Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Podbean. We're even on that little Spotify, everywhere. Pocket Cast is a new one that popped up. I didn't know we had anything on there. So make sure to follow us also at the Fantasy 40. Anything else?
You nailed it like you never left.
Yeah, I've been waiting for my turn. I tried to call in on the road, but going through these mountains, not good service. I'm glad to be in my studio, my house, recording with you guys again. So we'll shut it down there. From myself, Andrew Burke, John DeBari, and Matt Walker. We're back. The Fantasy 40. We never left. Peace.
Woo! Woohoo! Beautiful.
I don't like closing on that Corey Davis hate. That hurts my soul.
Yep, that's why I flipped him.
Did you see how quick I got that one?
Yeah. I let that linger out there a little bit, too. I was a first-round pick, and I sucked. I wanted to get to the other ones. They were the two fun clues that I gave.
I like the old, what was it, Rodd Burley?
Rodd Burley.
That's going to be one of my team names, dude.
I think that might just be the name of the podcast.
Rodd Burley. Good morning, San Diego.
I am Rodd Burley, ?
Yeah, I get the fucking chicken fried rice with the Thai 10. House spice, 1 through 10. And I go 10. They look at me, they go 10. And I go, Thai 10. So I know I'm serious. So then I go, oh, Thai 10.
Yeah, all right. The white elephant that at least 10 years ago I told my wife, I want to eat there. It was in the neighborhood where we lived. We have sold our house and we have moved to a different neighborhood. Fast forward 10 years. Did I ever eat in the white elephant?
The answer is no.
Correct. Never ate there. You know where the Chinese place that we regularly ate as was located? Right around the corner from the white elephant.
That's even better.
Immediately. Yep. Ate there a lot, John. Ate that place a lot. Just started during that hot sauce conversation.
Ghost peppers.
Yeah. Fucking Vegas.
Yeah, I I really like. Do you like Thai food?
I do. I love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna back out and be right back.
I don't shake it. I don't change anything though. I get chicken fried rice. That's the only thing I get because I love it. So I'm not gonna change it up.
Was that a yes?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I get the fucking chicken fried rice with the Thai 10. House spice, 1 through 10. And I go 10. They look at me, they go 10. And I go, Thai 10. So I know I'm serious. So then I go, oh, Thai 10.
Yeah, all right. I can't tell you the last time I had Thai food because my wife is like anti-everything adventurous.
Well, so Thai's not adventurous. It's just Chinese food.
No, it's just she just wants Chinese food. She didn't want to walk into a Thai restaurant. She wants
the same.
No, it's not. There's different names. So you look up
chicken fried rice.
I hear you. But listen, to Chinese and Thai are worlds apart, Jonathan. All right.
There's a fucking. It's not on the strip. It's just out in the middle in one of the neighborhoods in Vegas. There's a fucking Thai place here that. Good chance it's my favorite place to eat on the planet Earth.
Wow. Next time I come out, we'll have to make it happen.
Yeah, it's great. And the funny thing is, from the outside, it looks like shit. It's just in like a regular strip mall.
Sold.
Sold. It doesn't look like Thai or anything. It's just like it got blacked out tinted windows in all the stores. It's next to like a supplement shop, and it looks like nothing. But then it's fucking crazy. You open the doors. It's full of like hand carved. The fucking walls are hand carved fucking wood and shit, and the people are in the full fucking Thai outfits. It's very strange.
There's a restaurant called The White Elephant that at least 10 years ago I told my wife I want to eat there. It was in the neighborhood where we lived. We have sold our house and we have moved to a different neighborhood. Fast forward 10 years. Did I ever eat in the White Elephant?
The answer is no.
Correct. Never ate there.
Father's Day's coming up. Tell her that's what you want. You want to go to the White Elephant.
Don't even know if the White Elephant's any good. It was there. It was a Thai place 10 years ago when we drove fast. It was in the strip mall 5 minutes from our house. And I was like, I want to eat there. You know where the Chinese place that we regularly ate as was located? Right around the corner from the White Elephant.
That's even better.
Immediately. Yep, ate there a lot, John. Ate that place a lot.
There was this place. It's closed now. It was closed. I thought it reopened. I'm not sure. Anyway, up just past the Stratosphere was an old drugstore, a White Cross drug, and the fucking drugstore had been there for literally, as close to forever as possible, and it still had a kitchen. Remember, like, you ever see the old pictures where like drugstores had fucking dining rooms and shit? Yeah, so it had like a fucking diner counter, and some of the fucking, I mean, not best in the good sense of the word, but like shitty diner breakfast I've ever had is in that place. This old fucking Greek guy just working the grill for all the Vegas drunks, starting at like 3 a.m.
Yeah, listen.
It was amazing.
Diversify. Yeah. All right, so we are creeping up on 11:30.
This is my strategy all along.
All right, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Who Am I's.
Oh, that's
so
plenty.
I don't know that there's really any news other than
everybody getting arrested.
Yeah,
in a string of those.
Hasn't been anyone of fantasy consequence, all right? I mean, it's been mostly defensive players. Right? I mean, other than Cody Latimer.
Hey.
Cody Latimer.
Hey, this is the first time I've seen Walk in like 2 years.
It's the first time I've seen you in about 2 years too, pal.
Now you're too loud. Now you're too close to the mic.
Log off again and come back and
Am I too loud now?
No, you're good.
Sounds normal.
That's normal. It's been a while. I've been fucked with the treble in my headphones.
All right. So, Burke, just so you know, John's plan all along was to have you ready to go at 8:30 in the morning, and
look, a minute early.
You're early.
Early. Yeah.
We got here. I told John I did 7 Who Am I's, and we can do a little talking about people getting arrested and maybe discussing some of the most recent news in Twitter. It's like Brady practicing with teammates and the Rams getting endless streams of money. Taysom Hill's going to be starting quarterback in New Orleans after Breeze retires.
I didn't see that. Is that what they said?
This morning, man. Jay Glazer. Taysom Hill will be the guy.
As someone who held Taysom Hill for years, just to plug if I needed him, and then started cutting him last year, The developments since I cut him have made me quite sick.
Yeah, I mean, you should have cut him way before last year, truthfully.
Who was the 4th pick in the draft? I can't remember.
In this draft?
Just the NFL
Andrew
draft.
Thomas.
The lineman?
Offensive tackle? That was 4, right?
It was an offensive lineman, I remember. Yeah, the Giants.
Yeah. Chase Young, Okuda, Andrew Thomas.
Gotcha.
And then I would have to look and see who went. I don't even know who went 5, to be honest with you. I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
If you could tell me the team, I could tell you who
5
they
was
picked.
Tua to the Dolphins. I do know who 5 was.
And 6 was
Then tell me the team. I'll tell you the player. But
no Chargers for Herbert went 6.
Garbage went Herbert. Yeah. A Bear. All right, Burke. Since you are back, technically a guest on this podcast. You gotta make your way back in. Actually, a big part of this podcast. We're gonna let you do the intro, as only you have been able to accomplish. Just far, John has done a tremendous.
John's doing good.
Yeah, I will never attempt to take that role, and since I'm the one doing the game, I will sit back and be quiet. So, you focus yourself. Bring your A game if you're auditioning.
All right.
Yeah. And give it to us, and then I'll pepper a couple of these topical questions in, and then we'll dive into the game.
Do you need an audio file if you're going to edit walk to put in before that Gabe song? Because it's literally 2.5 minutes of that shit, dude.
Listen, I can make it 4.5 minutes if you want me to. Or you get send me the audio file, and I will adjust it. I've already modified it twice. John has told me he hates it. I get it. I asked the dude for it a year ago. I kind of felt as though at some point it should have been used on our podcast, but I'm up for better.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Let's do this.